It's very heartening to see this event happening here in civil engineering. Civil engineering has been a field that has been a laggard in adopting technology. We are always at least a decade or two behind what happens in other industry before it percolates to our industry. But more importantly, there's a big concern that I have, and I've been talking about this wherever I go. Everywhere I go, my pet theme has been my concern for the country. Our Honorable Chief Prime Minister talks about Building Bharat 2047, that we should be a developed country by 2047. So if you have to be a developed country by 2047, we should be growing at the rate of 8% a year. Now, being a developed country means we should have a GDP of, we have to have about $15,000 on today's, the terms of based on 2021 or $23 rate, which should be at that, not considering the change, our thing has been falling, across 91 rupees to $1. So we should be growing at 8%. Now, if you have to grow at that 8%, your IT and your AI only can take you so far. You need your basic infrastructure and you need your manufacturing capability. Two areas which the country is extremely weak in, right? We have to build in the next 25 years by 2047 as much as we built in the last 50 years, right? How are we going to deliver this if people are not joining civil engineering? I know many private engineering colleges are shutting down the civil engineering programs and downsizing them, to bare minimum sizes. Not only in civil, mechanical also. The same thing is the issue with mechanical. But the issue is this: if I want to be building at this rate, rest of the world, you go to Europe, you go to US, Japan, they have completed all the infrastructure development and most of their work is only upgrading and maintenance, right? Majority of the work is upgrading the existing infrastructure and maintaining it, okay? But India and China is the place where a lot of new activity is going to happen. And this is an opportunity, and I feel, unfortunately, our civil engineering students are missing out and not continuing in the domain. So there are challenges, definitely there are challenges, but the important thing is I think the message is not going across to them that we have this huge opportunity that is coming up, which is space being yielded to unskilled people who are coming instead of they taking this up. So this is a big concern. If you want to be a manufacturing hub of the world, we should have mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, material science engineers. Now we're doing a lot of work at IIT in batteries, and I've been studying this sector quite, deeply. And where are the manufacturing people, right? If we had this great opportunity of industry moving geopolitically out of China, and we thought a lot of it will come to India, but are they coming to India? No. They're going more to Vietnam and Indonesia and Thailand and all those countries, because one of the big challenges they say is we don't have enough workforce in India. We have number of people, but they're looking at skilled people who are committed to the sector, who are disciplined and who have the ability to deliver. So if you're talking about semiconductor manufacturing, who are the people who need for semiconductor manufacturing? Everyone says electrical engineers. Not electrical engineers. Electrical engineers are required for designing the chips and the circuits and other things. But the actual manufacturing, what you need is mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, and material science engineers, right? So what is Tata's project happening in Gujarat? They're going to Taiwan scouting people for their technicians and engineers because they can't find them in India. The other thing that I want to use this opportunity is that the civil engineering domain, where a lot of startups and a lot of innovations happening, is being driven not by civil engineering graduates but by mechanical engineering graduates and computer science graduates and so on, right? They are the people who are coming and doing this startups and innovations here. There's a company, for example, which we work very closely with in 3D printing, which is a startup from IIT Madras, right? Twasta, which has also done some model construction in our campus. And who is the person driving Rasta? Is a mechanical engineer from IIT Madras. In fact, now they brought in some civil engineers for a little domain expertise, but they're not leading, right? The guys who are leading those are mechanical engineers and those people. So I think the civil engineering sector and the civil engineering graduates are not, being aware. There's a big challenge when you start off. The starting salaries in the civil engineering sector is quite low. This is something that I've been talking to the industry. Other 3-4 months back, I had a long meeting with S.N. Subramanian, the chairman of L&T, right? One of the biggest this thing, and addressing this issue. That we need to pay if we have to get good people to this thing. But the point is, one of the questions I ask all my old graduates I meet after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years in the industry, how much are you making now? Because package is something that seems to be driving all the kids into what their choices are in terms of employment and so on. And package is, and I find that those guys who are stuck on in the sector, because we have this at IIT Madras, we have this Build India Scholarship, user-oriented MTech program in construction technology management, where we take in 30 students every year for an MTech. And that's been running for 29 years. One of the most successful industry institute programs, I would say, not only in India, in the world. 30 to IIT Madras, 30 to IIT Delhi, and 30 to NIT Trichy, and 30 to NIT Surathkal. 120 students L&T sponsors every year. So a lot of these guys are there, and this is a program that I had structured back in, I and my colleagues at IIT Madras had structured back in 1998, and it's still running, 29 years, right? Because of but the fact is, why I'm telling all this, so a lot of those guys are there in the industry for so many years, now 20 years, 25 years. And this is an issue that I've been trying to study for the last, understand. Because when I did my engineering economics, when I did my economics 101 as a BTech student, they said demand supply, there's more demand and less supply, price will go up. But that doesn't seem to be happening here, right? Industry says, I'm not able to find good people, but they're not ready to pay, right? But anyway, the point is, if you stick on in the sector, this I'm telling from, I've not done a hardcore research analysis with data, but this is based on the data talking I've been doing to the people in the industry. If you stick on, in about 7 or 8 years, the people in the in the sector catch up with what the IT guys are paying. Because IT guys starting, they're now paying double, triple what our sector is ready to pay. But in 7-8 years, they catch up. But if you stick on and you're really good and you learn, you outstrip them, and you make much more money. So this is something that you must understand, that this is a little bit patience you have to have. It's hard work in the first 7 to 8 years. But if you're ready to stick on, the opportunity is immense. I keep citing the example, when is the best time to enter into a stock market? People all enter when it is at the peak and lose money, but smart people enter when it's low, right? So if the civil engineers are not being produced in the country today, and there is a demand out there that we have to build as much infrastructure as we built in the last 40 years, in the next 20-25 years, you can imagine the opportunities that are there. Please be aware of this when you're making your decisions. And more importantly, again, coming back to the core part of this, in fact, in our campus, for example, as we're building our campus at IIT Tirupati, we have done a lot of technology demonstration, 3D printed bus shelters, polished concrete flooring, GFRG, buildings, glass fiber reinforced gypsum panel buildings. Number of these technologies, that as we built, we're implementing in the campus. So there are so many opportunities that we see. Today the opportunities are immense, because if you look at a building, if you look at a facility like this, when I joined, when the first IITs were built back in the 50s and 60s, mostly in the 60s, when you built a building, you had auditoriums were probably some bare seats with some fans, hardly any services. None of your rooms were air conditioned. Your finishes were hardly anything. Your services were hardly. The structure costs more than 70%. and the services and the finishes was less than 30%. But today, if you build this, your new IT building, your structure cost is probably 30 to 40% at the most. Your finishes and services are much more, or 60 to 70%. Today we're talking about services, we're talking about air conditioning, HVAC, lighting, your plumbing systems, your firefighting systems, your networking systems, all these systems that come in. And more importantly, we have to look at it from a life cycle cost point of view. 50 years, let us assume the building is expected to last 50 years. And when you look at it from that perspective, 50 years, the biggest cost element becomes energy over 50 years. How much it's costing you to run your facilities and so on. And the finishing and services have to go through 3 to 4 renewals. Your air conditioning system's life is over 15, 20 years. You have to renew it 3 times. Your all these things have to be, your floorings, all this have to be renewed 3 to 4 times. So when you do a life cycle cost, the biggest cost element is energy. And so what I'm saying is, see, that is where a lot of opportunities are there for innovations. How do I track my energy consumption? How do I make my products energy efficient, durable, from a sustainability perspective, right? Today we have to look at things from a climate change sustainability. We are one of the industry that probably has the highest carbon footprint. How do I reduce this? So so many opportunities are there, and using various technologies, IT technologies, BIM, AI. Right now we are working with one company which is using AI to study contract documents, identify the risks. You just put in through the using LLMs. You identify what are the risks involved, what are the gaps that have been found. So, and then how do you automatically generate from the contract document and the drawings of scope, this schedule. A lot of these opportunities that are coming up that are there. And then new products from a sustainability and durability perspective. How do we come up? How do I ensure that when I build, I have to look at the thing that 30 years, 50 years down the line, when I'm going to get rid of this building, how do I decommission it? How do I reuse the materials? Can I use at least 80-90% of it, reuse it, right? So at the design stage itself, we should start getting into all these things. So there's so many opportunities, and I appeal to all of you that yes, the first 7 to 8 years will be tough. Will be the thing if you're going for a job, but if you're going for innovation side of it, there's so many opportunities, and you also need to not be being driven by the IT guys and all those things who are getting into this sector, into the startup sector, and work under them, but you have to drive these initiatives where you have the expertise actually to do it. Point I'm trying to drive is a lot of opportunities there, and I'm very glad that this Sampaark event is happening and is being driven to bring focus back to this area, I think, and also create this. And I was just telling him that we'll also glad to host this sometime soon in the future, right? And so all the best to all of you. Thank you very much, and all the best to all of you.